68 years old, recently retired, former police officer. And Helen, 66 years old, spirited, loving, positive. The setting is Helen's modest home. There is a substantially overgrown cannabis plant that has a place of distinction. So it's actually the orchid that does all the work. Exactly. You've taught me so much, Helen. It's a part of life, Frank. The next time, I'll tell you the queen bee's role in the process of making honey. We're in your house, honey. It's Helen. And yes, well, I did ask you in after all. An important step for us, wouldn't you say? I think, maybe. But before we get too comfortable, how about a little television? Some tea or something, with honey. Sounds nice. Helen exits. You know, I've always enjoyed our time together. It's not often that I click with someone. Like two Legos that fit. I've been retired from the force for a while, and the days get lonely, you know, no one to share things with. Tried to travel on my own, but it's not the same. Now, it's not like I like you just because I'm lonely, mind you, but the risks of being a police officer are just too much. You begin to realize what life really means. You know, I was lucky. Helen returns with some cookies on a tray. Tea should be done in just a minute. Just waiting for the water to boil. You were saying? Like I said, I know this is a big step. We can just have tea if you want. No, what I mean is, you're such a lovely woman. You've already got me, Frank. I'm glad to hear that. I've dated and, well, I don't want to be out there anymore. I like that you make me laugh. I like that you read and can do the crossword in no time at all. And that we like the same things. And your knowledge of the garden and exotic plants. You're your own woman, Helen. Oh, Frank, that's sweet. What I'm trying to say is, oh my God! I don't think I've had a man be so passionate in expressing himself. Is that what I think it is? What? Oh, it's hard not to notice, isn't it? I'll say, do you know what that is, Helen? It always seems to be a topic of conversation. But I don't think you know. I'm told it's called cannabis. Never mind, you know. I acquired it shortly after my husband died. I decided to name it after him, actually. Meet Henry II. You can't have that growing in here. Henry II grows just fine. I'm thinking this is the best room for him to flourish. In fact, I've had to trim him back every once in a while. Last spring, it actually had the most fragrant blooms. Here, smell. I'll pass. Lovely. So you were saying? Helen, I've been on the force for many years. I've seen many things. After a man has seen such things, he wants to settle down, enjoy life with one special woman. I never thought I would love again until... What I mean to say is... Oh, for God's sakes, would you please get rid of it? Good grief, Frank, what on earth is the matter? I adore your crossword. What do they call it? Some fancy French word for ignorant? Naivety. Naivety. Yes, but some things are just too, well, don't, it's illegal! The tea kettle whistles. Hold that thought. But, let me get it and come right back. It's a bit distracting, don't you think? Helen! I had to take the pot. Oh God, it's worse than I thought. You're addicted. What else are you into that you haven't told me about? I never would have thought that you were that kind of woman. I knew you were modern and all. And hey, who am I to judge? I fought for the rights of all people. I cheered when my ex-wives burned their bras. I hot off the stove. What on earth is wrong with you? So, do you smoke Henry too? Henry I was cremated. But to get rid of a perfectly healthy living thing, that's absurd. I think it's a bit too much to ask, let alone see any benefit to it. Some might find it relaxing. How do you do it then? Do what? Do you smoke it? Eat it? Bake it into brownies? Make tea? It's chamomile, you idiot. And I hope it comes out of the rug. You ought to have some. It might calm you down. I'm a retired police officer. I can't very well smoke something illegal. I think you're getting worked up over nothing. Mountains over molehills, I'd say. It's the difference between a bonsai and a birch. That's not a little plant, Helen. It's huge. Let me let you in on something. A little secret. Yes, please, let's be completely honest. Henry used to smoke a Cuban cigar on occasion. I didn't mind. I don't know how this is the same. So it's okay if you want to smoke. Cigars, cigarettes. Henry died of lung problems, so I can't say it wouldn't bother me, but it bothers me that you have that plant in your house. I mean, if we're going to take things to the next level, Henry too is not going to bother you. Are you actually telling me you're afraid of a plant? In all actuality, he's cleaning the air, filling it with oxygen. Quit calling it he. Don't you know that much marijuana is enough to put us both away, not to mention if you distribute it? Marijuana? Do you mean like on Cheech and Chong? What do you think it is? I think it makes them act stupid and giggly. Why would anyone want to smoke that? Believe me, they do. This isn't used for that. But you have to get rid of it. I'm not ready to get rid of it. Helen, I don't think I'm making myself clear. This plant is special to me. That's fine. It's also illegal, and I can't be in the house with it. That's fine. I don't think this is your house. What are you saying? I thought we were. The plant reminds me of Henry. I know, you named it after him. In the end, when Henry was hurting really bad, it was our gardener that suggested it, to help with the chemotherapy. Oh. Henry didn't want to try it. Actually, he had the same feelings as you. So you do know what it does. You said I was a smart woman. Of course I knew. I begged and pleaded with Henry to at least try it. No one wants to see their loved one hurting. I know what you mean. So in some strange way, if I look at it every day, I don't hurt so much. Another little secret. Look, we'll plant a tree, something legal and unassuming, something that bears fruit, maybe. I know you like to bake. So, every time I eat a slice of apple pie, I can think of him. That's rich. Or something like it. Please, Helen, maybe we can work on that hurt together. I don't know. Henry, too, has been with me for almost 5 years. But I understand. But I can't be in a room with an illegal substance, let alone love a woman who is stuck on her first love. Besides, I plan to be around a long time. If you let me. Just think about it. Frank sets a small box on the table next to Helen. Frank, please wait. Call me when you are ready. Frank exits. Helen looks at Henry too. It appears to weep a bit. Stop looking at me like that. We've had a great time together. You've listened to me when I've needed you the most. And I, in turn, have nurtured you. Remember last summer? Those were the prettiest blooms. I wish I could give you away too. It wouldn't be right. I'm afraid he's right. I never met anyone like Frank. I still remember Henry and you. That won't go away. There just won't be enough room for the three of us. You've been a great help. That's what friends are for. Lemons and honey don't make a bad pairing. Perhaps your memory would be better suited in a lemon tree. Henry, you are always a bit sour about the world. Helen takes out a pair of shears and begins to snip the branches of the cannabis bush.